Cal Fire Captain Mike Cornett here to share how you can stay safe. Captain, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
First of all, thank you. Just a blanket thank you for everything you guys do. What preparations should we be doing, let's be honest, all year long now? There is no more fire season. It's just all year.
I think we've seen it throughout the county these last couple weeks that the fire season's year-round now. It's no longer a fire season. So staying prepared, staying vigilant, make sure that the go bag's ready, and be ready to evacuate at a moment's notice.
Captain, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, and she said, I don't know if it's because we are so in tune with the social media that we're seeing all this, or are we really in a different time? Like, have you ever seen anything like this, back to back to back to back fires, and then in January?
No, it's interesting. We're just on the 1-year anniversary of the devastating floods that we had last year. And now this year we're in a historic dry period. And we keep getting these Santa Ana winds, and the fuel moisture and that vegetation keeps drying. Every time we get that wind that comes through, it just sucks the moisture out, and we don't have any rain to replenish that.
Where do we stand? I was talking to you a little bit earlier. In terms of the investigations, whenever there's a fire, there's an investigation of how it started, this and that. I'm getting a lot of viewers who are kind of putting all these fires together. It's like, well, there's suspicions are one thing, investigations are another. Obviously, we want to make sure everything is clear. But they're saying, oh, everything's off the 15 freeway. It just seems like up and down the 15 freeway, just off the freeway. Is there anything to that, and what can you update us on in terms of all the investigations?
Our CAL FIRE law enforcement officers are actively investigating all of these fires. We do work together with different agencies throughout the county, information sharing. So they are actively investigating these fires, and if there's any link or any cause to those, then they'll work together for a solution.
I don't know if any of our friends share this feeling. I know last night I was sleeping, I heard some fire trucks. I thought what I heard is a helicopter, and I sleep with a sense of anxiety now. And I'm waking my husband, I said, is that a fire? Is that a fire? What should people do now during these weeks, during these times? We saw another big fire breaking out in Los Angeles, overnight, to be ready, especially in the middle of the night. I thought about that yesterday, that's very different than when a fire breaks out in the middle of the day.
Yeah, and it's a very dynamic situation because at night you usually have your phone on silent or on do not disturb.
Right.
You want to make sure that you have those apps that are on bypass.
Can you tell me what the apps are? Well, since you mentioned it, what are some really good apps right now that people should have downloaded and on?
First of all, we have Pulse Point that has a live dispatch. So anytime we dispatch a vegetation fire, you're going to get that notification.
Pulse Point?
Pulse Point.
Okay.
And then Genesis Protect. That's our new evacuation map, and the county is sectioned off into zones. So if you download that app, find your zone, and subscribe to that zone, anytime that zone changes from normal status to evacuation warning or order, your phone's going to alert you.
You have to sign up and download those apps. Those are not automated things that just happen on your phone, correct?
Yeah, this is an app that you have to download.
Okay.
But we also have the ability in this county to send out the wireless emergency alerts through our sheriff's partners. So that these all work together, and the more situational awareness you have, the safer you're going to be able to be.
I mean, it's like knowledge is power. I mean, you're not kidding. I have the Watch Duty, the Genesis Protect, and I'm going to add this Pulse Point right now because the more information you can get off of these phones, the better. Let's talk about what we can do to protect our home to reduce fire risk. We've heard a lot in the last week or so about the vents we all have, the ventilation, and how to get like a mesh that's a little smaller so the ash, those embers don't get in there. So does everybody kind of need to reassess their homes right now in terms of how was it built and how do I upgrade?
Yeah, so starting at the home, you want to make sure that you're hardening the home, that the eaves are closed, that the gable vents, the soffit vents, any crawl space vents are 1/8 of an inch or smaller. They do sell some retrofits for those.
Yep.
And then working away from the house, you want to make sure that 0 to 5 foot around your house, that's the most important. Getting all that stuff that can catch fire, like trash cans, wicker furniture, and moving that away from the house, because the flame front usually doesn't burn the house down. It's the embers.
The embers.
And
we've heard if it gets through one of those vents in your roof and starts a fire there, that's it.
It's very hard to find an attic fire and
put
Yeah.
The areas in San Diego that are the most concerning for you, if you have a map out and you're looking at all of the terrain, where are the big problem areas?
currently in the Santa Ana conditions, like west of the mountains and the foothills, and a lot of these Santa Anas we've had haven't been isolated just to the corridors. It's kind of a widespread area. So I think more foothills, mountain regions that we're concerned about.
I wanted to talk to you about, because you mentioned you recommend creating a so-called FireWise community. What is that, first of all, and do we have any in San Diego? I mean, I would think by now a lot of us are FireWise, but I don't know if your definition of this is different from. What is it?
FireWise is a program that we're working on and we're expanding. Currently, Alpine is a FireWise community.
Okay.
But this is getting neighbors to work with each other to make sure that we're spreading that situational awareness. We're spreading that message of community involvement and getting everybody to protect their homes a little better.
Yeah.
And it's a movement that is currently expanding with County Fire.
It has to, and it's kind of like, we're all in the same boat. Mm-hmm. It's that kind of mentality. All helping each other. You see something. I've seen neighbors, they go and you see them on those Nest cams. Mm-hmm. They've knocked on neighbors' doors when their houses are on fire, or if there's a wildfire. So much stuff going on. CAL FIRE Captain Mike Cornett, thank you so much for being here and for everything.
For having me.
Keep up the good work. I mean, obviously.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. We'll be